on the agenda, it's not supposed to be addressed with that.
Yeah, we have a little conflict with that. Somebody said that
If it's something really close,
really emergency type thing.
we'll let it, we basically will let it go, but if it, especially if it's something that won't carry to the next
Right.
meeting. But if it's like 3 pages away and way off, and it's not that crucial, you just have to wait till the next
When
meeting.
they changed that, it was August of 21, when they changed that and added it to it. I remember that because I cut it out and brought it, had just come here. They actually used the word like emergency or something. How did you tell me they did that with the school board with?
The school board, their solicitor said that they could amend the agenda as long as they posted the amended agenda the next day, so that the public was
okay.
aware.
Really? Okay, then, see, they had to hire a principal in elementary. She was leaving, so they had to get that done. Okay, now when they amended the did they vote on, did they have to vote on that? Did they?
Yes, they did have to vote to amend the agenda.
Okay. But then it had, just that part had to be posted the next day.
They posted the whole thing. I don't know whether they only had to post the amendment, but they posted the whole agenda. She wasn't really clear about that.
The word emergency is not in that law.
You recording?
Sure.
Meeting has not started yet.
It doesn't.
Yes, it
have
does,
to be.
Jerry.
No, it doesn't. Take me to court. Take me to court.
Huh? No, I'd rather do it otherwise. But somewhere I think you was told more than once when the meeting starts. Because before the meeting starts, it's still a public meeting.
It is. There's.
No, it isn't.
There's a
No,
quorum
it
here.
isn't. Show it to me in the law. Show it to me in the book.
Show me that I'm
Show
not
me.
allowed to
Show me
film.
where if it's record. If you're recording before a public meeting, it is still a public meeting, and it's not. You can't. That's why.
We have a reasonable right to we have a reasonable right to privacy prior to the start of the meeting. It's
You have
legal
the right to
wiretapping.
remain silent. That's
It's
correct.
legal wiretapping.
Who's gonna remain silent?
Everybody. They
Me
have the
too?
right to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so
and-
we have visitors come in here and talk. We would say you can't talk right now because he's recording and it's not time for the meeting. They make about a
Jerry.
month since my grandson when he's a year old.
Jerry, you always tell us that the council has the power, right? Council has the power.
So does the people of the town.
Yes, but council has the power, right?
Yeah,
Not the secretary, but council.
that's correct.
Did council have the power when they put through that cell phone and camera use ordinance or resolution?
It hasn't been tested. You can take me to court. It's your lawful right to do that. You have a solicitor.
But I'm
not gonna
asking,
pay.
did we have the power
But
when we did that?
media
I'm not gonna
is
use
always.
tax money, pay taxpayer money like he wants us to, like
Did-
he already does.
Did
so
we have the
it's-
power to create a resolution of that type?
And I have a right to object to it.
He's asking a question,
You have the right to
Jerry.
object to it, but if it's a resolution,
Do we have the same right as you do?
He asked
Do
the
we have the
question,
same
he
right
can
as you do?
answer it.
Yeah, I'm not here to argue. I'm
Well,
just
I'm
saying.
asking you a question.
If you don't
Do you
like
have-
what
do-
I do,
Do we as a
He
as
can't
a
answer the question that you asked.
Yeah.
But he expects
as a
us to
citizen,
answer.
do we have the same rights that you say you have?
I don't understand your question. It doesn't
I
make
took
sense.
it down.
my question is, do you only obey the resolutions that you agree with? Because that is a legal resolution. It was voted on, it was passed, it was roll called.
My constitutional right is
He's asking you a
I
question.
can remain silent on
He
this
just
issue.
asked you a
Okay.
question and you couldn't answer it.
That's all the answer I needed.
Again.
Oh, I can answer it.
Then answer
And
it.
I
That's what we
probably
just asked you
probably
3
will
times.
answer it
But
again
we just
in
asked
a
you
commentary.
3 times.
That
And
I
you're
don't,
still arguing about it.
I'm not
we had
arguing at
this
all.
resolution.
You're arguing.
No, we had this going. It's a it's
Oh, it is.
posted right there.
Oh, he is.
I think he is.
Oh, hold on, we're not ready yet.
You know it's after 1 o'clock, but I know you go by that, but by Verizon time it's 1:01.
Yeah. We're just trying to make a point here. Like it says, there's a resolution. It's not supposed to record it until the meeting starts and when the meeting ends.
And one
And
camera.
he does what he wants,
Understood.
because he thinks he's God. Oh, yes, Jerry, someone asked you that.
All right, let's call the meeting to order.
I'll put that in that Verizon time.
Let's have a moment of silence. Pledge to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
You going in, Queen?
Here.
Going in, Queen?
Here.
And Ricardo and Nardette.
Here.
All right. Did everybody have a chance to look at the July 23rd meetings, or meeting minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes, for last meeting.
Got a motion by Rick.
I second that.
Got a motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to accept the meeting minutes from the July 23rd meeting. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Motion to approve, or motion to appoint a president of council.
Oh, we need one. I make a motion to appoint someone as president.
Rather have the mayor
Council.
here.
No. No, I looked into that.
I know, but that's my
Meeting
thing.
president right now.
I understand that, but right now he can still do from what,
We, believe we need to have nominations for president.
Okay, Rick will probably have to go back, take your motion away and put a name in it, I guess. But how did you say the motion? I'm sorry.
I said we make a motion, we appoint someone to be the
Oh.
president of council. If I can put a name, I'll put Sean's name in.
Any other nominations?
Sean's been doing it, so.
Okay.
I got a motion from Rick. Oh, go a second.
I second that.
Motion from Rick, second from LaDawn to appoint me as president of council. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. All right, we need to appoint a vice president of council.
I motion for Rick.
I'm sorry, what?
I motion Rick. I would like to have Rick. If he would take the position.
I still be allowed to second that since it's conflict of interest, my name.
Aye.
Doesn't matter, you can vote for
Yeah,
Sean.
you should be. I got a motion to appoint Rick vice president. Do I have a second?
Second, I'm allowed.
Got a motion from LaDawn, second by Rick, to appoint Rick Nardelli as vice president of council.
Actually,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I didn't know if it's good or not.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Joe Adam for the vacancy board chairman is here to have a meeting to address the 2 vacant council seats.
Okay, do you want me to come up there or just skip up a seat?
Where you feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'll skip up to here. Okay, you're gonna be filling the seat for Todd and Greg Spencer's village, okay, cause I just wanna get this all correct, cause I don't catch everything. And you've done everything that you need to do up to now, as far as,
Well, we posted it
yes, and you
on
did your,
Facebook, and we also put it in the paper, and we also had letters out on the, I believe, out on, well, that's posted, so, I thought about, like, before this was all going on, let's have like a community day or some sort of thing, or I don't know who would show that, and I don't know who would actually come up and, you know, I don't know. So
Right.
if you have any ideas, that'd be great.
well, you've done everything in your power to be able to try to fill those two positions. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Mhm.
All right, then the mayor had asked if I would run for this vacancy board
Chairperson.
probably 10 years ago, maybe not that long ago, but a while ago. This is the first time I've had to do it. When I was on council, talking maybe 2009, Jack Burmeister at that time was vacancy board chairman, and we had to use him one time out of all times, and we were keeping 7 on, which was a good thing once you could do it. But apparently it just doesn't work anymore. So I've done my part as far as I have contacted people that I know in the borough, and I've asked it. I've put feelers out in different places, talk to people in Laos. But I try to stay on the same thing. It would be the voters registration list, because they have to be a registered voter of the borough, have to live here at least a year. So that's 2 of your biggest things there. We get people that, you know, are in and out, maybe they feel like they would, but they're not here, they haven't lived here long enough, and maybe at another time they will be able to, but not now, and they also have to be a registered voter. The only thing I never checked on, they were a registered voter where they were before, if they need to become the registered voter here, and that's the only thing I'm not clear on that part. But I'm sure if you did a little digging into it, you'd be able to, you know, find that part out. From my recollection now, this will end up going to Clearfield to be determined who they will find for a person, 2 people to go on council for. My job is basically the same as yours, only I could take more time and I run around, you know, and ask different people, make a lot of phone calls and stuff. And ones that I know that I thought were very capable people, most of them, they're just not interested. A lot of them that I know, they're older, they just don't want to get into it anymore that way. The only reason I resigned, I just resigned when I just let my term expire, I didn't rerun. Was medical reasons was the only reason I left mine was, basically. But I enjoyed it when I was on there, I really did. There's a lot of stuff that are struggles, and a lot of research has to be done for stuff, but you know, when it does get through and get taken care of, it even if you don't get a pat on the back or a thank you, you know you've done something good as far as that point goes. Because a lot of times you won't hear much about it when stuff goes. Okay, let me see here. I'm not sure if I have on here what we do from here. On, please, will fill the seat if there is a vacancy in the chair of the vacancy board. And then remaining members of council petition the court to file the vacancy. And the rest of it is just on, the rest of what I have, a lot of it just has to do with, basically it's, how your years of election for odd years versus your even years. And apparently, according to this, I think it's all council, especially if they're 4-year terms, because there used to be 2 and 4-year terms, but I don't know if there's any there's still 2-year
There
terms?
still is,
Okay. Because at one time they kinda got done away with, they weren't supposed to, but that was Joe Rella's fault.
What could you say?
But, this should be a year for voting for an odd number of years,
Mhm.
so. That's basically what I have. I don't have a whole lot more information on it, like I said, this is the first time I've done it, so,
I put that in there too.
just bear with me, I come up with what, I can come up with on that part. And my Borough Code book is old, so I have to go online and kind of get the version, which some things have, and it's only 1 or 2 words for a particular title that they've changed, but in other words, they've
Do you want me
changed
to
a
get
lot,
you the
or they've been
updated
added.
pages?
What's that?
Do you want me to get you the updated pages?
No, I don't need that, no. Like I said, I'm not looking to run.
So basically, all we need is a motion to ask the court,
Petition the court.
yeah, even though you already voted to go through with reducing it. Right,
Just has
so
to
you
be
have
done.
2 things going on, and
Yeah, I've done some thinking on that, reducing.
You should keep at least 5, I think, really.
I don't think that's a very good idea, cause you're gonna end up with,
Well, you just had almost like a little bit of trouble there a minute ago with putting a second on your own.
yeah,
Your
you're
own
gonna run
thing,
into
I
that
mean-
problem.
Sean has the right to vote, even to vote for himself,
Right.
but he's shy.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, but
It
if
don't,
we reduce,
it just don't look good on paper.
if we reduce it down to 3, that means you can hold a meeting with 2 people. So if one person agrees and the other one don't, you're
Well,
stuck.
you're
What do you
you're
think-
locked till
what
the
do you
next
think
meeting if you
township
have.
supervisors do? Township supervisors have 3, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
boroughs that do too, so.
Yeah, I know I made that motion, but I thought
did
about it since that, and that could pull up a problem with if you only have 2 people to, and I know the idea is so we can have council meetings,
Right,
and right now that's why we're having Sunday, it's the only time we can have them, where we can have 3 people.
right.
But if we reduce it down and you can have with 2 people, I think that's gonna cause some conflict. I could be wrong,
That's
Well-
what your mayor is for, she can break your tie.
if the mayor's here.
Right, right, I
So
you're
understand
right.
that, but that is what the mayor
And
does.
Sean becomes acting mayor right now if the mayor's incapacitated, correct?
No, we already went through this
Okay.
and researched it, and she is coming back, so she hasn't asked anybody to take over.
Okay,
She
but
has-
I thought if
She
she
can
wasn't,
still do
well,
her
she's still a
things
phone
from
call
where-
away, in
from
other
where
words.
she is.
She's still
She's
doing
still a
some
She's
phone
still
call
doing
away, that's a
things,
different
yeah.
situation.
Well,
I
she has her laptop and stuff, so she's still doing things
think. Okay,
if we need her and stuff like
okay,
that too.
alright.
Hopefully another month or
But
so.
I know before she did turn her power over to the president of the council, we're talking probably 8 or 10 years ago for a period of time.
Mhm.
And then when she was healthy, home, but couldn't attend a meeting, but still was a phone call away.
Yeah.
The power was turned back over that way.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, not mean to interrupt your meeting.
You're not interrupting.
So you want a motion to petition the judge?
Yeah, I'll need a motion to petition the judge to appoint 2 members of council.
I first,
Need a motion?
my motion,
I'll second.
Got a motion by LaDawn, second by Rick, to petition the court to fill the 2 vacant council seats. All in favor? Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carried. All right. Visitors and guests. Jerry?
Are you the acting mayor? That's what I was going to ask, Mr. President.
As of right now, no.
You're not the acting
mayor is
mayor.
not
Okay.
incapacitated in that sense
Okay.
of it.
Thank you for the
Yeah.
clarification.
Nothing done. Treasurer's report.
Okay. General fund, has $30,290.01. And Pliget Liquid Fuels has $71,746.81. And I don't have the ARPA grant, cause I wanted to research some stuff with that for you today, and I didn't. But there's like 20 something in it, I don't know, I'm sorry about that, I'll get to it. But there's still money in the ARPA grant. Oh, I forgot to
That grant, what was that grant? Is that the one from COVID?
Yeah.
the American Rescue thing, we had gotten 52,000 something, 25 something each
American
year.
Rescue Plan Act.
Mary Sue, do you have a calculator in there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, need a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Does she have anything else?
I don't know.
Oh, they get full ground here, let me see. Sorry about this. You have it.
What do I have?
I was looking, I thought I put the folder in the
Oh,
box.
yeah, we have it,
Yeah.
we have it.
I couldn't
Yeah,
find
yeah.
it. Oh, there's a whole month of bills. Jeez.
No additional bills than what's in there. Right? That's the only bills what was in there.
Yeah. You can take those two papers off the top there showing on your right. They don't,
Yeah.
They don't
That's
say
the
that.
copy of it. Yeah, I did look, I seen them take
Did you?
down, yeah. Yeah, both of them, big orange.
Are they, they're orange, I wondered if they were white like this, I didn't even
No,
know.
no, they're orange. Yeah. How long they stay there, I don't know.
Same with these are. Electric bills have been down.
Hmm.
Electric bills been down.
Well, yeah, cause everybody had electric heaters on in the winter. In the winter because the furnace
They're like way down.
wasn't working right.
All right, motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Make a motion, see the treasurer's report.
Do I have a second?
I said.
Motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to approve the treasurer's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Motion to pay the bills to keep the borough running.
Make a motion to pay the bills, to keep the borough running.
I second that.
Motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to pay the bills, to keep the borough running. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Mayor's report.
Okay, she signed, not these two, they were just ones I took off the computer. The proclamation for the,
Homecoming parade.
thank you,
What's the date?
September 20th at 6 p.m. on Main Street in Coalport. And they have everything done for the PennDOT.
Yeah, one thing would have to go in like 90 days ahead of time.
Yeah, she really, I did it quite a long time ago and she got it signed.
I have that guy's name at the house if you ever can't find it, that handled that at PennDOT.
And it got really strict.
What did you say it was?
Oh, September 20th at
September
6
20th, 6
p.m.
p.m.
Okay.
That's all, there hasn't been any. Forms, what do they call them? Building permits or anything.
Alright, Personnel Committee, we're going.
I need a motion to go into executive session for personal matters.
I'll second that.
Did you make a motion or did you ask for it?
I motion.
Okay. A motion by LaDawn, seconded by Rick to go into executive session for personnel matters. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Motion carried. At 1:21.
No, no, so, well, it will be, it will be real short.
Yeah, after the executive session, we'll go back to it.
Need anything else I can help with, let me know. I didn't do you any good on this part, that's for sure.
One step at a time.
Yeah, I'll get through this pretty good.
We need a motion to come out of executive session.
Make a motion, come out of executive session.
I second that.
Motion by Rick, second by LaDawn to come out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried at 1:34. All right. Need a motion to hire Joe DeGenero as ordinance enforcer.
I motion that. I motion to hire Joe for an ordinance enforcer.
At what rate and what hour? How many hours?
Our rate, our hours is 10 hours a month at $10 an hour.
Okay. I have a motion by LaDawn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion by LaDawn, second by Rick to hire Joe DeGenero as ordinance officer at a rate of $10 an hour for 10 hours a month. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
I have a question. What word do you want me to use, officer or enforcer?
Enforcer.
Enforcer.
All right, since Walt has retired, the credit card was in his name, well, his name was on the credit card. Need a motion to replace his name with Joe DeGenero's name.
I'll make that a motion. You replace Walt's permission, signature on the credit card to Joe's signature.
I second that.
A motion by Rick, second by LaDawn, to remove Walt Huey from the credit card and to put Joseph DeGenero on it. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
This next one for to raise the credit limit on the credit card. I think we ought to raise that to 2,500. Instead of, I think it saves a lot of grief. 2,500. I mean, we can watch it. We're gonna watch it anyhow.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. But we,
There's never been a late charge. I keep it paid, but I pay.
but just in case something comes up, where You might need that extra
It just,
couple hundred.
when,
It's better to have more than not enough.
sometimes it was hitting if they filled, say, the truck and if they started filling everything with gas and there was already some on there, it took it almost up
Yeah.
to that until the 9th of the month when that balance would be taken off. Ran
Especially
into it
with-
a couple times.
Especially with winter coming up and
Yeah.
that furnace, if we have to do an emergency fix on it, it costs
Yeah.
more than,
Well, stuff. It makes it a little hard then too, when they take certain things out of the card. It's better if they they still get slips. Cause I have to separate things in it, liquid fuels and all the, whether it's ARPA and all that stuff. So I don't wanna put too much on that, cause it is hard for me. I tell them, write down what cause if they used it in the mower, it can't come out of liquid fuels. And
They don't
truck,
tell
it
us
can't.
25, tell us 15.
It's crazy.
What if we,
But I think it'd be a good idea to take the 25 instead of 15. I
what
mean,
if we go to $2,000 and meet in the middle, kind of, and see how that works out for a couple months with the winter
I feel
coming?
like I'm on American Pickers here.
I know, but like, I know, like, I do business like at my job and I have the credit card there and I know what you're talking about because when I do my expense report, but until it hits the bank and stuff, I have to wait for some orders to put through because I'm only a $2,000 limit. So, and then when my boss is like, hey, well, did you order this yet? No, because I'm still waiting for those ones to come back and I don't have enough to put it, you know what I mean? So I know that whole thing, how that works. So, well, on our end anyways, but I think even if we try like $2,000 and see how that works out, because if it overlaps or anything,
so
then
you're
we
saying
kind of,
2,000 instead of 25.
yeah.
just to
I'll
try
go
it
with
for a
that.
couple months.
I mean, at least we can see how it holds up
Yeah,
for the winter time
yeah.
also.
But not only that, I'm looking back, if something major happens, you only have 1,500 and it comes up, 3 grand. Because like I said, we fill nowadays, you fill vehicles up with fuel, right there's half the credit card.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that truck holds a
So,
lot. of
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
So can we do 2,000 and then we'll see how that, and then maybe I'll come up with a paper for expense wise and stuff too, so it'll be a little bit easier on your end too, with the
That's
receipt
good.
they can
That's
staple
good.
and stuff too.
Need a motion.
So I motion it to take, oh wow, I guess we already did that. So I motion to raise the credit card up to $2,000.
Alright, got a motion from Ladon.
Second,
Motion from Ladon, second by Rick, to raise the credit card limit from $1,000 to $2,000. All in favor?
aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Alright. Motion to approve the tax collector's request to go to conference.
Let me see that email here. This- That's well done.
You can take a same certified course online. Just left that down
Sorry to interrupt you, man, but just give me, did you get the name of that guy for that part? For the,
Yes, I
Yeah.
thought I gave you a date. Okay, I'll do that again.
it's being filmed, so go sit down.
So Jerry, I see your proposal here for your seminar. Did you look into any other seminars online that's a lot cheaper?
This is our union, or our, I'm a member of Pennsylvania State Taxpayers, and I will be going whether you pay or not, but, and I would be paying Thursday's bill and Saturday's bill. These are very intensive studies all day long up until 9 o'clock at night. We start at 8 in the morning and we're done at 9 o'clock at night. And then the next day we have our attorney gives his presentation, and then Saturday night we have a banquet which I paid for, and then I'm not going to drive home, so that's why I say I would be paying Saturdays and Thursdays, and if you could pay for one of them I'd appreciate. And for the instruction that we get 7 credits for what we are studying, and it's well worth the time. You're always referring to other entities or other taxpayer or jurisdictions. Arvona just paid for everything for 2 people, and I know that what your finances are. Whether you agreed to or not, I just appreciate that you looked at it, and if you don't vote for it, I'm still going. It'll be a $700 bill for me, but I would appreciate the paying of the $195 at least, and one night, and I would be paying for the rest of it. It's just hard to drive 2.5 hours to be there at 8 o'clock, so I go Thursday nights and I register early, and it's been well worth it. I filmed the last one if you want to see how intense it is. And Mr. President, the councilor is right. There is an online and sometimes the county, but because I'm a part of the association, I support them. Arvona Borough voted to pay for 2 people to go
Who was
in
that?
their last meeting. Excuse me?
Who were they?
Nyla and her daughter. They, Mr. Clarkson made the motion and felt that it was important.
Well, I understand you supporting this group that you're a member of. If you're a member of any group you support, that's a good thing. But like you said, our finances right now, it's going to take a lot more. We're coming out of a gopher hole. We ain't seen daylight yet. And they do offer these courses online. You get the same. How do I say? You get the same credits that you have to get to be a tax collector.
They don't give as many credits.
It's still enough to keep you as a tax collector, correct?
Correct, yeah.
The extra credits don't mean nothing. I mean, to us. But for you tax collector, you need so many credits to keep your title as a tax collector, and those credits can be achieved online. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it was like $70. I'm not sure. But it's a lot less.
Possibly. Mr. President, that's probably correct. Thank you for considering. If you don't vote to do it.
I'd go so far, agree to pay the $70 to take it online, but we just.
I wouldn't feel comfortable. It's over a month, almost a month and a half away, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, without having a receipt of all the bills, the cost, you know what I mean, to see where it all adds up to. I mean, I understand the $154.29. I guess that's per night. That would be
Yes,
for Friday and
that's
Saturday,
tax included. It's actually $139 plus tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, without having a receipt, an itemized receipt.
I can give you a receipt for the $195. I have that because I actually paid that
What's
already.
That his receipt.
Yeah, I have the cancel the check.
Yeah.
We can later and see, but I think there's classes online. I understand his point, but I'd rather.
Let's let's table this till next month. I mean, that's how I feel. Just so we're a little bit closer to the actual dates.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Need a
Motion to that?
table it.
Make the motion to table it to whenever.
The next meeting.
Yeah, need a motion.
I motion to table this to the next meeting for September,
Second.
when we get that date.
I got a motion from Dawn, seconded by Rick, to motion to table this to the next meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Alright, we're gonna put the next item on hold
One moment.
just for a moment. Walt,
Come here.
Huh?
Come here.
come on up front here, Walt.
Front center, sir.
I don't get,
Come on, private.
We
I want the private.
we
You are
appreciate all
now.
the hard work you've done for the borough. And even though it's a small token,
We like to,
it presents you with this retirement plaque.
Okay, very nice. Go back there with them and I'll take your picture.
Come on back here, Walt.
I didn't part my hair right.
you didn't part your hair right.
Come over here. and
We don't
see.
look all that great either, so you're gonna hold this.
Okay, everybody looking out here at me. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Great.
Thank you for your many, many years.
That's very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Service to Coalport
For
Borough.
all your
Thank you, I appreciate it.
mistakes.
I do.
I did not make that.
Okay.
At least I made some.
You deserve that.
I made some.
You
I
deserve
can give you the
recognition.
name afterwards
Okay,
if you like.
it's cute.
Happy, hold it up again.
Okay, you got it.
A friend of ours made it. And
Well, how many years was it?
I think 11.
It's a very proud moment. We'd like to definitely do something else, maybe
No,
like,
It's all right.
have some cake or something, maybe at the park, and we're trying to come up with that, so when the mayor comes out, and then
That
maybe
way
we can do
everybody can
something
see
like
it
that
now.
too.
Barbie?
Everybody in your house can see it now. So you finally did something in your life.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I made it through life so far.
Thank you, Walt, for everything you've done.
That's
Yes,
Okay,
thank
I
you.
appreciate
You've
it.
done-
I appreciate it.
Your
Tried.
donations of time, your work and everything
Yeah.
is way above and beyond Call of Duty.
And a couple hours extra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can put that on the wall at home right next to the honeydew list.
I'll put it above-
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get chewed out.
For what? You're already retired. What would you do you up for?
For once you didn't, Walt.
For leaving us? No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Alright,
I appreciate it.
motion for the solicitor, Daniel Nelson, to attend a conference with Judge Ehrman concerning the petition from Nittany Oil. I take it it's for the liquor license.
Yes, Nittany Oil's appealing the
liquor
refusal,
license.
whatever you call it.
And he's gonna be there to represent us, obviously, right?
He's already gonna be there for other stuff, so,
That's right, so you
2
don't
other
have to pay
meetings, so we don't
mileage,
have to
kind of
pay
thing.
mileage. So, but he's already gonna be there for 2 other meetings or 2 other things.
Okay.
So he wouldn't mind just going skipping over if we agreed to that, so.
It's scheduled, the court scheduled it for 30 minutes.
Because it's just, you know, it's.
You know the date?
Hmm?
Do you know the date?
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs the day because he's gonna be there already for 2 other
It's
things.
And where?
It should be in your packet
Mr. President,
tomorrow.
Oh.
does council still retain the same attitude as the former council? That I realize you're sending him, but are you sending him with the mandate that he uphold what we had felt, or does this new council have a new idea of what they want for this license?
It really doesn't.
As far as I'm concerned, I still have the same view I did before. You do too, right? That we have too many liquor licenses in town as it is.
I mean, that's how I feel, but I mean, they're gonna fight it, and they're gonna, you know, I mean, there's nothing,
Yeah, I
we
think church
can't,
involved.
we've already disturbed, we can't, I know, I don't know what the church is involved, like, I don't know if they're going forth on it, or, and I think
They are.
they were just gonna go with,
They're the ones that turned the tide.
yes.
It wasn't the other things
Yes,
that
'cause
were
we
written down.
already went
They're the
for
ones
that
that turned the
for-
tide.
And they know that we don't have the more money to keep going out with it, and they agree with that too, and also their sales. I don't know what their intentions are. I don't know if they're still. I'm not even sure. I didn't get to talk to them, or we haven't seen them for a while, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I just heard about it, like, and
Well,
I
that's
knew they
why
were
I talked to
trying to
the,
sue or something, but
I talked to PLCB.
yeah. So
I knew they
that's-
were appealing it. They can only do that so
Yeah.
often. I forget what it was. It was a long months
Well,
ago.
church down there is involved with that too, also, right there.
Who?
The church down there next to the.
Yeah,
They
yeah, because
filed
they
the
can't have it.
petition.
Yeah.
The church filed the petition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
the license was refused,
Yes.
but Nittany Oil is appealing.
Then, yeah, because I think they end up suing, is what Nittany, once they got refused, I think they sued,
Appealing or sued.
or something like
They
that, from what I was
filed
reading,
suit, yes.
okay.
Yeah, they sued the PLCB.
Yes. And then that's all I heard from there.
Thank you, Mr. President,
I believe
for the
it's-
confirmation.
I believe it's representation because we, of all parties that were involved from the very beginning.
Yeah,
And it actually was sent to Cheyenne. It used to be there from Cummings Law Firm,
Mhm.
and she sent a letter saying forward it to our now solicitor.
Motion,
make a motion for solicitor to attend the conference, Judge Adam ran,
okay.
concerning petition, Nittany Oil.
I second that.
There's a motion from Rick, seconded by LaDawn, for the solicitor Daniel Nelson to attend a conference with Judge Ammerman concerning the petition from Nittany Oil. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion
Yes.
carried.
Mary Sue, are you able to contact the church, let them know? Okay, thank you.
All right, secretary's report.
Okay, first thing I have is about a little report there on the Coalport Nursery School. The new name of the former Coalport Nursery School is Glendale Valley Christian School. It's now going to be open 4 days a week, Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. The teacher again is Brenda Williams and her helper is Judy Longo. They're having a parents' night on August 30th at 6 p.m. and a children's night August 31st, same time. And their first day of school September 5th, and they're still accepting new students. And they're governed now by, I don't have the right name of the church. It's the church in Beaver Valley. So that's who they're governed by.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know, how many students they have, what one?
She didn't say the other day. All she said, I didn't think that's all she said was that, they're still accepting new students. And they took the old banner down above the door and there were a lot of marks on, so it's a little alcove, so Brian painted it and they have a new sign. You'll have to stop down and see it. It looks really nice. 2 properties were condemned by PenSafe. And Winston, who owns the
From the other town.
garage at end of town, he was sent a letter from the solicitor. And you know what that is, so. Just,
So anything being done with fine, if they're gonna send him, her or him or her.
well, there's a lot of ways, in all those different ways it can go now. So, just have to wait until that guy contacts your solicitor.
Okay.
Finish the AmTrust insurance audit. Completed. I always like it when they come back with it. It's approved. I was asking for, there's a 5-week webinar class about municipal budgeting and through the Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs. And the cost is $100 for the 5 weeks. It's just done on
Done online.
computer. I don't need to travel or anything. And I was asking if you would be interested in paying for that, so I can learn a little more.
A little more.
Alright,
When is this webinar start? Do you know?
It already started. I had the papers, I read it for the first one, but
How long do you have to take this?
It's 5
Well, you did this 5 weeks.
You
Yeah, I'm
should-
almost as old as
you
you.
should- I know they can't because they work, but you should be watching it too. But it's not easy, is it, Sean?
Hmm.
Sean and Andy helped do it last year
Yeah.
with the lady from the state, and,
yeah, it's not fun.
it's a process that you don't learn in 1 year, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna improve your knowledge to run the borough better and more efficient, is it? Not that you're not doing it now. You're doing a good job, I think, my opinion, my personal opinion.
But I'm serious, you should come up and watch it.
I make a motion to give the $100 for the course. I don't know much about it, but it's, you know, if it's something,
I know we paid in the past and stuff, and it is a good seminar, they said. I think I watched 1 or 2 with previous, a couple of years ago. I think it might have been the same thing, but I can't remember. So I do second that, because it's a good knowledge and stuff too for her secretary as she was working with us.
A motion by Rick, second by LaDawn, to pay for a 5-week webinar class about municipal budgeting for the secretary through the PA State Association of Boroughs. The cost is $100. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
The council had, motion to have Lewis Paving can't come to do the street cleaning. They never came. He's extremely hard to get a hold of. I finally did get a hold of him after a long time. He said, "Oh yeah, we can do that." And I said, "Well, get back to me and let me know when."
So we
Never
can
got
have
back
the
to me.
cards and stuff now.
too late to get it done now.
Yeah.
I say
well,
we cancel it now. That's just me. I mean, we're so close to winter.
Yeah,
We have some
yeah,
volunteers.
there's stuff to getting it done now.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll go around town to see what the back parts for like the sweeping needs done.
Isn't it mostly at the crossroad
Crossroad.
area?
Okay.
And right
And
in front
then
of Peg
I can get our
Davis.
volunteers to
And what?
maybe help
Right in
out
front
with
of
that.
that tip and Peg Davis. Always,
Yeah, right there,
it comes
where it
out.
crosses
yeah.
over the tracks there,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have the brooms and stuff. It's not a big, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
Let's
Sweep
get the
up
guys
to-
from Morris Hope to come down. They did a good job.
Yes, they did. They did absolutely.
Yes,
They've been
they
doing
did.
a great job.
Yeah, I'm bringing that up there later on down the road here.
So-
Yeah, this,
I think with the hard areas, Rick, maybe we could go around town and see which ones really need cleaned up, and we could just have maybe some volunteers to
just
help
hand
with
clean
that.
it this year.
I went around once,
Depending
Up
on
there
winter
long
next year, we'll see if we can get them early in next year.
yeah. Yeah, there's sense to get them now, it's, you know,
Yeah, it's
5 or 6 weeks of snow,
we could save them,
slap the face.
I
save
would-
that kind of money, and
I would need a motion to cancel them, right? No?
he never came. He never responded.
Okay.
Not that we need to.
A DCD multimodal grant for the amount of $337,000, $337,255, something like that. For new roads is now submitted, no match required, and that's for the years of 24 and 25. It would be over a 2-year period. And I wanna thank Sean Agosti and Jody Brennan, because I couldn't have done that myself. So, they're terrific. Now, there's another grant, opens up on September the 1st, and there's a special name for it. It's, comes from the gambling revenue in Pennsylvania. Again, no match, we like the ones that have no match to them. the grant writer from North Central, which is kind of run by DCED, she'll help write a grant for the new furnace and system. If you wanna put in for a new loader and not just a shed, but the bins and stuff for you gotta get out of the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
I'm
Are we
afraid
hearing
it's
a
gonna,
word on that
Yeah.
property?
Well,
it's
a
gonna
new-
kill somebody.
A new maintenance equipment building.
Maintenance equipment, good word.
That sounds good.
Are we hearing a word about that property? It was given.
And they sent me the list. I thought, I'm gonna copy this off, you have to see it, but it was like 40-some pages long of the municipalities in Pennsylvania who have gotten this grant over the many years. You can't go for under 25,000, you have to start at 25,000.
That's the
The
big
vast
one.
majority of them go 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. I'm looking at, oh, so she said you might as well go try what you
Get what we
wanna get.
can.
And that'll be, it's either late spring or early summer that will be awarded.
So we need to write up like some of the things that we need and what the cost is.
Oh, you have to get three quotes for each thing,
Okay,
because that has to be entered into the grant. So, once you decide certain things, then she's ready, so
okay.
just let her know.
Alright, so you want a motion to allow the secretary and the grant writer from North Central to write a grant for a new furnace and system?
I'll make a motion.
I second that.
Got a motion from Rick, second from LaDawn, to allow the secretary and the grant writer from North Central to write a grant for a new furnace, or a new furnace system.
And then
And,
Well, I'm leaving, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
you motion it.
Um,
You motion it.
Yeah.
Now, do we want a motion for the same thing, but allow them to apply for a new loader and shed?
Well,
Or anything else.
Including, or anything else that Borough might need?
I mean, what, if you wanna.
I got
tell me
information for well, I know what kind of loader he's talking. I'm thinking something different. I think he's talking about back of a loader what Joe's talking about. Something like what we had that we sold to Mike. Yeah, that's what he's talking to me about. Something smaller than the backhoe.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Got a motion
what do we do?
for the furnace system, I don't know if you really wanted to expand that to a new loader or a new,
What's it?
a shed.
Yeah, I motion it. A loader and shed and anything else.
Motion from
Maintenance
LaDawn,
equipment.
You have to add those.
then loader and shed and any other item.
Yeah. I'll second it.
Got a motion from LaDawn, second from Rick, to allow the secretary and the grant writer from North Central to write a grant for a new loader, shed, and any other item, and have it coupled with the furnace system. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Buildings and grounds.
Alright. I had John McElhaney come in and check the backhoe out. He'd been having trouble with it and literally it's unsafe. He looked at it. The engine's nothing wrong with the engine. for transmission. But it has 2 cylinders on the backhoe part of it that's leaking to the point where it shouldn't be used. So they would need to be redone. The wheels, if they go too much longer, the cost to repair them will be much higher because they'd have to do the whole front end. But right now they don't have to. Right now the parts to fix the front end and the 2 cylinders would be around $1,200. And his labor, I don't know what it is. I tried to get a hold of him earlier today. Couldn't get a hold of him. But I don't think it's going to be any more than $1,000, I don't think. Maybe more. But I would say, I would like, and he said, other than the cab, and get this 2 things fixed, other than the cab, got a good piece of equipment out there. He said it'll last you quite a while yet.
The engine transmission will be good still.
And he said now he don't know about the hydraulic controls. He didn't try them, but even if he had to do them, you're not talking that much. A whole lot less than buying a new backhoe. But the only thing he said, the cab will rust off before the backhoe will go bad on it. So I'd like to make a motion that get the parts and have John McElhaney repair the backhoe, not to exceed $2,500.
I second that.
A motion from Rick, second from Dawn, to make the needed repairs to the backhoe not to exceed $2,500, and that will come out of the pledged account.
Yeah, got
All in favor?
that. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, Pavilion 3, that's the one that we had torn down. Marty did an excellent job, Marty Redbone. He did an excellent job tearing it down, cleaning it up. There was hardly anything to clean later wall.
No, you didn't.
He did a fantastic job.
Very neat, very neat.
Very neat. Yes, he did, and it made the park actually look a lot nicer, I think. So it has been eliminated. Electrical to that building has been eliminated, and it all looks good. And I have thanked Marty personally. I see him about every day, so I thanked him for doing such a great job. Then Walt and Joe took the concrete out, and everything was disposed of as it's supposed to be, and went by good. I think it was a good move to get it tore down, and it didn't cost us nothing. That's the big part. Good part. But yeah, he did an excellent job, and I thanked him for it. Okay, the truck, the plow, and the spreader has been repaired. So it's in service. The mower's been repaired. They've been using it. They said it's working fine. Not having any problems with it. So that's a good thing. Now I'll just, I told Joe and I told Brian, I said, you just have to keep the maintenance up on it more often. Keep it greased, keep the oil changed. See, I'm having a big breakdown again. But they're up and running. They're done repaired. And they're doing good. They look good, so we're good on that. Okay, we had Mary Sue had PenSafe come down and inspect both handicap ramps in the building. The one on the north end, the one on the south end. And they've both been approved. They are handicap accessible approved.
Safe.
So that part's taken care of, Jerry.
Since my name was mentioned, Mr. President, there's obstructions on the one on the, that's the north side? There has to be a 60 by 60 platform at the door. This one here does not
Jerry,
have it.
we just told you it was inspected. It's approved.
Yeah, who's the inspector? I'd like
Jack
to speak with him.
Carnes.
Jack Carnes.
Oh, well, then, yeah, he goes to my church, so I'll talk to him.
You talked to him, but he's already approved it. So it's done deal.
Yes, you have a certificate.
That one is an L-shaped ramp that requires a 60 by 60 due to the turn in the door. This one's a straight on.
You don't have to have it that way.
You go straight in, you come straight out.
I'd like to see somebody with a wheelchair go up to that door, try to hold their
They've been.
wheelchair by.
So you're saying you want an electric door in there so they have to push a button to open the
Well,
door?
that would be nice.
That would be nice?
Yeah.
I'm sure it would be, but it doesn't, it's
But
not
you have to
possible.
have a 60 by 60 on all the ramps.
Uh,
That's from what I read.
I knew this was gonna happen. You weren't gonna approve it, even though it was approved by the inspector.
Yeah.
This one have room to it.
But it was inspected and it has been approved by Penn Safety Inspector and Building Inspector, so we're in good shape there. There don't have to be no more changes there. Borough's been doing a lot of coal patching a lot of holes, and they passed a lot of them. I think they used, how much they get on a load? Well, when they get a
We
load.
got 4 times the first time. I think they ordered 3 times this time.
Okay, so that's a lot of coal patch, and they passed a lot of holes in the streets in the borough.
They say it's sticking too. So
And they're
that
doing-
makes a difference.
Yeah, they got some more to pass, but they got biggest majority of them. It's a really good job, makes them a little bit smoother. It's not like a new road, but it's better than falling down in a hole. They did a good job, and they're going to do. They have some more on the list they're going to do down the road here. That's why they had to get some more. And that. Okay, if we're getting road up here from Oak Street on it's Wood Street, starting at Oak Street out to the end of Mike Griggs' residence. We've had 3 estimates on that piece. One at $20,435. The other one was 26,000 something, and another one was 34,000 something. So we need a motion. I need a motion. I'll make the motion that we accept the bid from New Enterprise in the amount of $20,435 to pave Wood Street.
Got a motion by Rick, second.
I'll second that.
Motion by Rick, second by LeDon to accept the lowest quote of the 3 that we received. It was from New Enterprise at a cost of $20,435 to pave Wood Street. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Yeah, like Dawn had guys come from Tomorrow Soap down here to help out with some weed eating and cleaning up, and they did a fantastic job. I like to thank LeDon. Tell them guys, from me anyhow, thanks for the help. It was greatly appreciated. It made things look like they weeded behind the building. A couple of streets they weed eated. They painted the pavilion down at the park, and it really looks nice.
We did the sidewalks, all the weed, or kill the weeds and weed eated all through sidewalks are all done.
Yeah. So they did a good job. They did a lot of work, and I'd like to send out a thank you to them.
Do you want me to mail something to them?
Yes, and for Sean and stuff too. Thank you, Carl. We'll do something. And for Sean and the ones that did help with your grants and stuff.
Okay. Stay afterwards, I'll get the address.
Okay.
Maybe we can get them down there clean streets.
What's that?
Maybe we can get them down there sweep the streets
They
up.
said they're available, so it keeps them busy and they're willing to help, so
Yes.
they did.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They painted the,
Pavilions.
Hmm?
They painted pavilions.
yeah, but they painted the
Equipment too,
Oh,
playground
I
equipment
didn't know
too.
that.
Did you see that? It is really nice how they painted. I think they painted all the poles and stuff.
Oh,
All the
okay.
colors too, so you have to go down.
Alright.
Were the men reimbursed for their time?
It's a county or state program, doesn't cost the borough a thing. But for those that have fines, the volunteer
Fine.
hours we sign off on takes money off their fines that they owe.
Thank you,
helps.
Mr. President.
We're trying to
We
get
helped
that
them
paper.
pay their fines.
They helped us, we helped them.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
more or
President.
less, yeah.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
the heating. That's a tough subject. I know Joe wants to try to get something, heat the building other than that coal furnace before winter. I don't think it's gonna be time. I don't know. One of the recommendations he made was, it's called mini splits. There's one that hangs on the wall, the heat, heat pumps or something like that. I don't know much about them. As for cost for them to heat the building, I don't know how many we would need to heat this whole building, how long it would take to install it, and how much it would cost for the electricity to run that for the year compared to coal or propane or oil. You know, I don't know if Joe talked to anybody about that.
Just, I told him, I think I told you that in the grant, she said I'm just gonna say this, that doesn't mean you're gonna do it, okay? It would be like coal, oil, and gas, whatever you want to do. But she said that we'd have to get 3 quotes for each one of them. Whatever you guys decide, you want in, the quotes. Now, I called that number yesterday, I just gave it a shot on a Saturday, and he did get back with his name and number, and you can take it off I'll get it off the computer for
Okay.
you. Because I didn't know if there needed to be one in each room. I would assume, I don't know anything about them either, but I was going to ask him some information to bring to you, but
I've done some reading on this today. I got on a computer that's reading, and these units are air conditioning and heating units. Now, if it cost efficient wise, if it's would pay for itself by using these units, Joe said, he said about getting them in to last this year until we see what to do the next year. If some way we get that in this year, fine. Yeah, but why get it in for 1 year?
we might like them.
Yeah, we're gonna get them something like that, and it sounds like a good deal. I mean, I know people has them. I didn't know how they work. My son has one, and I never really talked to him about it and how much it costs to run it and so forth.
I think he said only about getting 2, but where are they gonna be at?
That I don't know. That's get
Yeah.
someone in here.
I don't think 2's going to make it, because these
No.
are chopped off rooms
See,
here.
that's what I thought
Yeah,
too.
that's just have someone come in and maybe do that. Explain that to someone. You know, it's here. How that would be done. More or less give an estimate of cost or something like that. Now,
Well,
you know, compared to
he got an estimate for the gas, but nobody's got an estimate on the oil. And then I think, did he give you something about the coal in order to get it ready right now, what it would cost to all those things
It was
done?
10,000, I think it was.
Yeah, something like
10,000
that.
something.
I was thinking.
Joe
maybe
said
an
that,
estimate.
Andy Pierce said the furnace needs 12 grates.
Well, we had 3.
I don't know if
new
it
ones.
does or not.
We got 3 new ones. So
So we don't even need
8 or
9.
Are they here or are they in the furnace?
They're in the furnace.
But we just got them last year.
We got
2
those
of them
ones.
last year.
Yeah, so you wouldn't need all 12. So you're looking at 9.
Yeah, but you have to look at the
At
sidebars.
$300 a piece, that's $2,700.
And you have to look at the sidebars that hold
Right.
the crate.
I don't know. You didn't say nothing about the sideboard. Now, I didn't talk to Andy. Joe did.
Yeah.
Joe come up here and talked. Now I don't know how much Andy would charge for labor to do that.
He says he needs a new damper too, I think, right? Damper and.
No, the
Yeah, for the-
damper.
for the
I looked
pipe.
at the damper. I think it might just need make sure that motor's working properly.
But I put a damper on because you lose a lot of heat in the flue pipe.
Yeah,
That
you
way
can put a
can-
damper on the flue
can-
pipe, one of them
yeah.
automatic ones. Yeah, you can do that. They don't cost that much.
No.
I don't know if they make one for that big size of a pipe. No, I don't know.
The stack pipe off the damper is old. Is that from rust or what? Do you know?
Well,
Yeah,
it's
probably, because in
Yeah.
the summertime, down there that's not being used and it's all standing.
Possible
It's more-
sidebars
it's-
replaced too with
It's moist,
sidebars.
it's,
That's what holds your grates.
Wet
Okay.
down
And then he did put 7 or 8 grates. It's not all, like, you know what I mean? Wood for fire if needed. They want the nut coal, but it costs us 21 ton. Does that sound about right?
Yep,
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
$4,100 for 21 ton
Yeah.
is what the estimate is.
And then the chimney, that's why I got a calculator. Chimney cleaning. We probably haven't had that done forever, so
no,
that needs done.
there. At least 11
Absolutely.
years.
Yes.
yeah,
So.
we can't get the whole flue, it's only a small
But that's the
cleanup.
thing, so that costs right there
That's
approximately
dangerous.
$500. And then I'm looking at the one that he did give me. Let me see here. I was trying to see.
While you're doing that, LaDawn, I noticed this a long time, years ago, well, from what he told me too. With no spouting on, the rain goes right down
Yes,
into the basement.
yes.
So everything's wet
That's
down
fine.
there.
yeah, it's.
The roof
real-
is okay. Walt and my son fixed it, and they said it's good.
Well, it needs repaired, there's a lot of upheaval, so
Okay.
where
Is
the,
that what you guys worked on? Some of that was.
Is the roof leaking, actually leaking?
the roof's not leaking. But where the dividers are, Rick, where they put the 2 butts of the plywood together,
Yeah,
you can see where it's pushing up.
they're coming up.
Mr. President, Penelec has a program where they will come and assess your building for heat loss.
We've
Yeah,
already
it-
had that happen.
Did you have that
Two
done?
years.
We had it done with,
Yes. We
North
had
Central?
professionals come in,
North
was it North
Central.
Central? Yeah.
Yeah.
With a machine there.
and
They
they did
came-
machine and stuff, and
They did a
They
heat
did all
loss
the
report
doors.
on each room,
we're losing
how much
heat.
each room was losing.
We're losing heat in the middle of the building somewhere. That's where the nursery is. That's probably why it gets so cold in the middle.
Well, the furnace down there is 573,000 BTU. And
I
we only
know.
need 2,000
Yeah.
something, or,
Yeah.
yeah,
Joe knows it.
200 or, yeah,
It
200
should
some
be
thousand.
less,
Yeah.
actually, to heat it.
For a furnace that, it should be roasting in here, literally.
It's
Yeah.
not.
And we're barely hitting 60, or barely hitting 70.
That's why we have heaters
Well, there's
everywhere.
cracks in the furnace too, aren't there? Too,
No, not in the furnace itself.
that, no, what are they in?
It
Joe
has
said
to
something
be in
about
the
cracks in
pipe.
it.
It's not in the furnace.
Oh,
I have geothermal. I saved $3,500 a year by converting, but the cost of installing all that equipment is really high.
That's it. If you do something like that, with the cost of having it installed and the cost you're saving every year, how many years is it gonna take to pay for that?
Yeah. Well, mine's paid for
You know,
itself.
Well, you understand what I'm saying, you know?
The
it's
initial
gonna take-
cost is
It's
high.
gonna take 10 years to make up that difference.
Yeah.
But, I can get a hold of a couple of heating companies, have them, see if they'll come in and,
there's definitely more research needs done on this,
Yeah.
but it has to be done.
it's gotta be done here pretty
But the
soon.
thing is, we
Relatively
need to
quickly.
do something
Yeah.
to hold us over.
If we
Until
can
maybe
do
we
this
can get-
really fast, Rick and I could do this, and Joe, really fast, would you be willing to stick like in 2 weeks, put a meeting into the side?
Yeah.
Just, I'll have to advertise it, but it's still, cause, do you wanna look into the mini splits? Do you wanna look into oil?
Well,
I'll ask around at work
We
and see if
did-
anybody has any of these mini splits.
Yeah, and
the
then I
thing
don't know
is, if we do get a
if
new
our electric
furnace, either
system in
way,
this
It won't
whole
happen
building
this year.
they'll
yes, it will.
accomplish,
It
Yeah.
can happen
be able
this
to
year.
handle, where I mean,
Really?
Did Joe say, when we said about, when we were on the phone, cause we're going over these, did he not say that when he called him back on email, that if we did get the money and the grants, or whatever we're gonna do it for,
Mhm.
it would happen
Oh.
this year?
Yeah, he contacted McCarl's, and he asked if their quote was still good. And he said the guy said he believes the price went up a little bit, not much. It was 23,000.
But that's only one person.
Yeah,
He didn't get anybody else in. Plus, Joe has come to me and asked me
We need,
about the money. Can we take out a loan? Can we do? Yeah, you can take out a loan, but you're gonna have a problem, because there's already a loan on the truck, $400 a month.
yeah, if you're gonna take out a loan, then when we get the grant, pay it off the grant, you can't do that.
I don't know, you can't go backwards.
Can't
like
Can't
that.
pay a loan off the grant.
but
we have that, but
McCarles did tell him that if we were to somehow come up with the money, make a decision soon, they could still accommodate putting it in before winter.
Okay.
That's for what?
And that's for either gas or
Propane?
fuel.
Oil.
Oil?
Oil.
Oh, oil.
I
I
think.
thought that was the one he did
Gas.
the propane with.
Do you need me anymore?
No, you're done, get out of here.
Get out of here. Thanks again.
Thank you, Walt.
Come on, you're one button.
Thank you.
Central Hotel has the mini splits if you need a reference to talk to. Thank you, Mr. President.
I know the one room across from the bar at the Central. They have a pool table in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had a meeting there one time for soccer. And I think that's the room that has a mini split in it.
They have it several places all
Yeah.
around their building.
That
Yeah.
room was ungodly hot.
That was
Yeah.
in the winter time.
We had the window open because it was too hot.
Like my boy
Because
has,
they're supposed to, don't they, it's air conditioning and heating?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
had.
that's
we
the ones
had
you
it
see
open.
big, like big units sitting outside, you know, and then run. Our
Yeah,
church
right.
has it.
The church has it?
Yeah,
Who did theirs, do you know?
no,
Find out.
they put them in quite a while ago.
But yeah, that room was. I mean, it was.
There are
More
the
than enough
vets.
heater for
Brian
that room.
said there's one in the back room at the vets and one in the bar. He said they really like them. We'll find out who did that one.
My uncle has
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at his place.
I mean, if
too.
it comes down to this is
So,
a better pick, why do it just for 1 year, 1 season? Do it for all the
Yeah.
time.
But you need a study by these people who put them in to say, yeah, it would work in all this. Because they said, well, what about, because you're used to the cellar being heated and through the piping. What would you do with the cellar then?
Well, if you put this system in, you'd have to drain the water out of the. You could take that whole coal furnace out. It'd be good to have it in case power goes out. That's the only thing.
That means you have to keep it running, you have to have a coal here, blah, 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 blah.
You don't have to have that much. You don't have to run it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like a backup generator for you then.
Yeah.
Really.
Like
Yeah,
we
just
can,
take-
we probably don't have to, we could just set a
Yeah,
load
I
to
guess
where
go back up
nobody's
down,
here
yeah,
though,
yeah.
too.
Well, Joe also pointed out that the nursery school, well, they're only half days, and then the thermostat can be turned down, you know, and then overnight, no, they're not there on the weekend. The only ones that are here on the weekend, besides us, are the museum, because they're open Thursday and Sunday, but for a matter of hours. Libraries, they're only open 2 days a week, so all those other times, at whatever it is, can be turned down.
I mean, this system, I didn't know nothing about it, so I read about it. And this sounds like a really great way to go.
Well, we have 3 people in town here to contact and ask them, and who did it.
Yeah, you know, I can go down and talk to Cost down at Central,
Okay.
and but
But I still feel like if there's a grant out there to help get a furnace eventually down the road, we should still do it though. Also,
Oh,
do you know
yeah.
what I mean? Because you never know what's, and I would go with fuel instead of, I mean, obviously, I don't know, but I mean, you can choose for both, you know,
Well,
to see what they're,
They're trying to get you to
Outcome
not
is-
use coal anymore.
yeah,
Not
well,
fossil
yeah,
fuels.
except for the power plants.
You could put a nuclear furnace in here.
Yeah.
A what? Okay, you don't want to get into that.
You have a hard enough time maintaining a regular furnace level.
Really?
but if we can get some of those, the
We
wall
need to
mount
pay
things.
guys to come up and,
But the thing is, like, I think we're gonna need more than 2 though. Obviously.
Oh, yeah,
But the thing is, like,
you might even need 3 units for the whole building.
if not, I think 3 or 4.
well,
You
we're
know,
gonna take 2
different
weeks
areas.
and see what we can do to get these people in.
Yeah, if we get somebody in here, 1 or 2, whatever,
I don't
Take a
worry
look.
about the grant right now. I'm not gonna get 3
No.
for all those, just if we can get
See-
2.
Huh?
If we can get 2 from, you wanna,
I'll check down Cossack, but, I'll check, Boyer probably handles this. Boyer's out of Bellwood probably handles,
Yeah, I'll bet you they
Can I
would.
see that
yeah,
paper?
and Curtisville Heating,
We couldn't all see that.
and Curtisville Heating, so I can contact them too and see what they say. See if they'll come up and look at the building, and
So-
whatever they gotta do.
but you want some quotes on oil, the mini split and gas and coal? What do you want?
And gas, yeah.
4
Just-
things?
Just, yeah, cause we're gonna need them anyways if we're gonna need 3 each anyways, right?
Okay, who said that, did Andy tell somebody there wasn't room for a stoker?
That's what Joe said.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
there's
said
no
there's no, he
room.
couldn't get a stoker down in there.
Unless we,
That I'm not gonna give my opinion on that,
We'll
or
have to
this
find
person,
out.
but
just
if
need
they
to
got
take
that
out
big
the
furnace down
furnace.
there in, why can't they get a stoker in?
Mhm.
Cause it came in pieces, but the stoker might be different where it comes in one unit. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know how that works out. Like, I never really looked into
I
it.
I've never seen a
They said
huge
when
stoker
Put
that
the
big,
furnace
so I
in the
don't
middle
really
of the
know.
building when they built it. What do you say, 1936, we can't have.
And like John said, that furnace down there is twice the size we need. And the BTU, so if you get a smaller BTU, they'll heat this building, you'd think the furnace would be smaller, a little bit smaller.
Mhm.
If you want to see a stoker, Rick Ginner has one, and he has limited space, and he has a large stoker, but he'll tell you all the problems too.
They all have problems. I mean, none of them's problem free.
But you can actually see it working.
But I know, well, he's not live now down here. Lynn Hollins, he fired a stoker clean up till he died. I know my one boy, he always went down in the morning before he went to school, filled the hopper up with coal, put gas jug,
Oh, dang.
done. But yeah, I've heard people say that it would go out, run out there, it would go out on them, or if the auger would quit working for some reason. The problems like that are gonna happen no matter what. Oil furnace, you might have a pump go bad on that, same way. So it isn't that none of it's problem free.
The only thing is.
I had a
people go
stoker,
up
and I would tell you, I wouldn't recommend it.
I appreciate that
Okay, you
information.
Two quotes on those 4 things.
Yeah, I'll go with you and we'll see who I can get in here about that there mini stuff.
We'll call and get people in.
Yeah,
Try to do it
I'll,
within 2 weeks.
Tomorrow I'll call Boyers and I'll call Kirbyville.
Okay, wait after the meeting, you tell me who to call and we'll split it, okay?
2 weeks from now, and the day would be the 10th of September.
You don't have to decide now, we can let you know if they're ready. So, warming up, but last year, the senior center had electric heaters, big ones, 2 of them going every day. The library had one, the nursery school had them.
I'm just worried about safety, that's all too. If these things go in the wall, then we're looking at this little electric heaters going out because our kids and
You know what? We had one of
dogs and
those.
stuff like that too.
We had one of those at the old pharmacy.
What about, was the electrical ever redone in here?
I don't know, but the electric bill will go up a little bit, but
Let's look at the panel and see what.
Yeah, I don't,
Jim put the one panel in because, what was it, had those 2 heaters in the senior center had blown something there.
Yeah.
So he replaced that panel, but I can't tell you what particular.
that's the thing, like when you do have somebody come up, if they can, we're gonna have to look
you have
at
to
to
see
see,
if
have the fuse box.
we have
to
the
see
power here
If we have the
in
power
this
to do
building
it.
to supply something like
Maybe
that.
that's something you might wanna ask for in the grant, is to have the electrical redone. And the roof, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like I said, that doesn't open until September 1st anyhow. It won't be done until next year.
The smartest thing you will do is to go with the electric, would you call them 2-phase,
Yeah, mini.
mini splits? That would be the smartest thing you
Yeah,
ever
what I
do.
read on them, like I said today, yeah, that sounds like a good system. And like I said, I know a couple people had them, and they like them. Says, no, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how much that'll affect the electric. If it's going to be that a lot or not, I don't know.
There's rebates, and
But you know what, either way,
Yeah.
it's,
And how You know, like,
Either way, you're either paying for the coal or the
how long would it
wood
take to put
or.
them in? You know, that too, you know.
That's
We'll
another,
know.
Doesn't
there's a
probably-
lot to find out, we have to
Yeah.
get somebody here and.
We'll check around, find out, and then if we get enough information,
to
and
make a
then
decision.
we'll see about setting up a special meeting and take it from there. How's that sound?
If you get to mini splits, there is federal money rebate for you for installing that.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, you get. Well, I read that too in there. You get so much of a percentage of rebate for installing them.
There's also, so I've run across grants where they'll pay you to get a different kind than coal.
Well, you know, like all the advertisements I get on my computer, you always go solar.
Yeah, they're pushing that.
But I even heard some stories about the solar too.
You have to cut some trees down.
Huh?
You have to cut some of these trees around if you put
A lot
solar.
of the trees out around. Then you're not guaranteed it's going to supply enough electricity to supply.
Right.
Alright, but
Okay.
now we gotta get busy, cause now we have what we're gonna do for the winter and our
Well-
options.
We just went over them.
Yes, but I'm saying, do we still want to get ready for the fire, the furnace and stuff though too?
I say not yet. I
Yeah,
say
not yet.
we give it 2 weeks to find out more quotes
More
and
information
more
on
information on the mini splits.
Yeah,
Those I don't think will be hard to put in. Not as
No,
hard as any.
because everything's run outside.
Yeah.
And everything they do, they hang it on the wall and put a hole through the wall from the line that goes to your pump.
Alright, so, but we need to probably have a meeting in 2 weeks so we can,
That's what I'm saying. The 10th.
because if not, we're gonna have to get coal, we're gonna have to get wood, we're gonna have to get somebody to clean the chimney, we're gonna have to get,
No,
gonna have to
because
do-
we
do
can
a-
do that fast.
Can we do a
Yes.
Saturday meeting?
Well, I don't care, I'll advertise it for whenever you want.
yeah, that's fine. Is that fine?
Good
with
on
Fine with me.
Okay. So what about the
Every
9th?
day's Saturday with me.
9th would be the next. Or 9th would be roughly 2 weeks on Saturday.
Same time,
Or what, doing 2
you want a
o'clock?
supper
Or
meeting?
1 o'clock? 1 o'clock.
Diane can make it, she's the cook, let her make a supper meeting.
You probably work that day, right?
No.
No.
You can let me know later, cause I'll advertise
I
it,
work
I
this
have to,
weekend.
so.
Well,
I work next weekend, so weekend off. I'm off that week.
she's off that week, so
I'm
the
pretty sure.
weekend.
I'm
So
off that week. Doesn't
We can
matter. I
have-
don't have to go until
you want
morning.
to do 2 again, or you want to do
It's not
or
2
1
o'clock, it's
again, 1
1
again,
o'clock.
1 again?
Okay.
Let's do 1. Everybody good with 1?
6 a.m. They're out of bed.
I'll be up.
She'll be up. I don't know how late she'll be. She'll be up.
I did check on a guy. If we go with coal, go haul coal, up. We can just use our truck and go and get
Yeah.
3 or 4 tons at a time. But yeah, I talked to a guy who has a triaxle. He says he'd charge $150 to go up there and get 20 ton and dump it. So,
We shovel it too.
and the coal's running around $150 a ton. That they're not coal, soft not coal.
Yeah, that one place was 191.
Now the washing that coal is a lot better coal. It costs I think like $15 or $20
We
more
know
ton.
we're not together.
Huh?
We know we're not together.
Yes.
Oh, we're going to talk about those
That's all right.
things?
Oh,
But that's just information I was told I'd get.
didn't I have that on there?
No.
Oh,
What?
when is that?
It's all the waste thing. I thought you had it on there.
We did on the last one, I thought.
Oh,
There's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fall tire cleanup that the Clearfield County Solid Waste Authority is hosting. Free disposal of residential tires available to all Clearfield County municipalities. Week of October 1st through the 7th. You can receive free disposal of tires at the Green Tree landfill if you register with CCSWA.
and it won't cost us
County
nothing.
Solid Waste Authority.
Yeah, host municipalities responsible for organizing, advertising, and overseeing the collection event, plus transportation of the tires. Limit 4 on-road car or light truck per residential address. You can call them. The number's on here. What I'll do is I'll post both of these on Facebook. So anybody can look at them. We can post them out here in front of the borough building if you're coming past. You
Don't
can see them.
do it yet, you're gonna have to, I have to let them know if we're gonna do it. But they'll pay for at the dump thing, that's free,
The
but the rest
dumpster.
is up to us.
So on the tires, it says free on tires, I mean, we don't have to pay for the tires?
Not to be dumped, you have
Just
to
drop 'em off.
transport them up.
We just gotta use our truck and gas, but that's it.
I've never seen that offered because and they don't, I know Green Tree doesn't put them there, they're doing something, they're probably have somebody taking them, but.
And same,
Usually, someone take the tires, usually around $7 now a tire. Or more.
$4 and $5 as I, called around when we did that other
The
thing.
last
this
time,
spring.
yeah.
Is
Then
there a
we would have
limit?
to pay $5 a tire or charge them $5 a tire. But this is just to haul it.
Yeah, we have to pay for the advertising, hauling, all, this is just free to dump it there.
yeah, we gotta
So
pay
where is
for.
Green Tree? Up above,
Do they have a roll off, or are we calling for a roll off on
We
our?
have to recover the cost of the roll-off, it says.
I know, but
Yes.
do they
We have
have
to.
the company have a roll off too?
no, she
Or
didn't.
no? Okay.
Yeah,
When they take it dump it, we pay for the weight, how much weight's in that?
Wait, if we're paying for the roll off, they take it to the disposal? Is
Yeah,
that
I
how that
believe.
works?
Do they limit the size of the tires?
Just
Like-
car tires or light truck
Yeah, no
tires?
Yeah.
heavy, no heavy trucks.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
No, yeah.
Just regular,
There's no like tractor tires or anything like that,
Yeah.
skidder tire, like nothing like that, just car or light truck tires only.
Alright, so
Limit 4 per residential for addresses.
and she said, if you have a neighbor who doesn't have any, but you have 8,
Yes,
sign that.
yes.
Yeah. It's not cheating because it's still gonna be 4 for a house.
Yes.
alright, it's not on here.
I'm sorry, boy, and
You
I
know,
I
like,
it's
think
not-
it's because you did the whole flyer,
I mean,
that's why.
we can wait till the next meeting to vote on it. We
When
still
you
have
do.
plenty of time. The week October 1st through the 7th, whenever the cleanup.
okay, so we can do it at that next meeting on the
Just
9th.
put it
Yeah.
on your agenda for next
And then we
meeting.
can,
But we can at least
after that, we can
post
arrange
those.
everything to be here. And then after that, I'll post that on Facebook. After we vote to do it, I'll
Okay.
post it on Facebook then.
Yeah, I only ran off 2, I don't like to use color because it's expensive.
Yeah.
sucked up the ink.
But I only ran, I can't
Do we
run off
need
for
our
everybody.
guys up here 1st to the 7th? What is October? 1st to the 7th?
I think that's just when you get it out to the green tree.
Oh,
What
So
about
we have
this?
like
Do that later?
1 day, 2 days.
What about this list?
You know what I mean? Then we just take it, have
Later.
it up to there.
Oh,
Alright. Need a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second it.
Got a motion from Rick, second by LeDawn to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned at 2:46.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Yeah.
What is the conference that Dan Nelson is attending about the petition?
I think it's tomorrow. Isn't that thing in your packet, didn't I run that off for all of you?
I think